talks about being tough on terrorists. People view a terrorist who would kill innocent people in an airport, children and families going on vacation, which were the targets of yesterday's attack, they view them as animals. And so most people, even while a debate roiled Congress, John McCain came out firmly against enhanced interrogation methods, but many members of the public remained supportive of doing whatever we had to do to defeat them. So Donald Trump is on solid political ground, but it's not the kind of ground you stand on if you're trying to pass a credible commander-in-chief test. And it's why you see some national security leaders, people who've worked for Republican presidents, coming out in recent weeks to endorse Hillary Clinton.
Right. So, Nicole, you've laid out the conundrum pretty well, that Trump's on, there's some political advantage or at least some mileage in terms of how he's addressing these kind of issues, but there's also this more fundamental test. So if you were advising Trump, if he called you and said, Nicole, how should I talk about this? How much should I moderate? What would your advice be to him and in terms of how to balance those two objectives?
Well, listen, Mike Hayden said in a great piece called Spy Masters, which was shared on Showtime, he said, the next president that wants to waterboard is going to have to bring his own bucket. So I would advise Donald Trump to get on the phone with Mike Hayden, who's pretty available and pretty accessible, and find out what experts think on this question. And that is the very point of the piece today. Why isn't he on the phone with policy experts if terrorism is an opportunity for Donald Trump to fix his political problem, which is that he needs to close the gender gap. He needs to get more married women to trust him on national security more than they trust Hillary Clinton. Why isn't he spending the same amount of time he spends on Twitter and on TV talking to really smart policy people like Mike Hayden or Jim Woolsey, who I know is coming on your show next?
What do you think of Ted Cruz's posture?